Hey, Mark Meldrum, Northern Ohio Chevelle Club. Happy Father's Day. And what a wonderful Father's Day it is for me. My son Joshua and his wife Monica had a baby boy this week, Malcolm James Meldrum. They're calling him Mac for short. And I tell you what, he is just a healthy, bouncing baby boy. I'm just so proud of those kids for bringing a child into this world right now. And everybody's doing good. Mom's doing good on her road to recover. Pops is learning how to take care of a baby. And we went over there and visited today and met him for the first time after being 5 days old. And I can't tell you how much Patty and I are in love with this little gem. But there's a minute of that. But I wanted to get out here in the garage and show you what I've been working on in between waiting for baby announcements. We're trying to get this 66 Chevelle back down onto the frame, the LS motor there, but I thought maybe we should take care of a few nuts and bolts before we got going to fully marry these two together. Since it's real easy to move this thing up and down and I can get to all different things, and I probably got to drill one more hole in this firewall to take the fuse box and the drive-by wire for the accelerator pedal into the interior cab. So this weekend was all about getting the gas pedal mounting and getting the brake assembly mounted. And then I spent a little time last week. It's not much at all, but I'm going to keep the column shift on this car, and I need to make a adapter, which is this bar here. We'll talk about that at a later date. But what I wanted to talk about today was mainly the brake assembly. And I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to move things a little closer here just so I can show you. I tell you, they send you these kits, but it always takes a little bit of tweaking. And that's why people don't understand how much it costs to restore a car. But think about a guy working on this. I mean, I've got all the time in the world, and it's not costing me anything. But think about if somebody's getting paid anywhere from $50 to $75 an hour to kind of figure out how all this stuff goes together. And it's not as straightforward as it seems, you know. As far as the linkage that goes to the brake pedal, you know, there's an adjustment there. You got to kind of tweak that back and forth and get that rod length right. And I'll show you the interior of the car on how that connects up in a short bit. But then you got to grab all these line wrenches out so you can get the pressure balancing valve mounted. Now, on a lot of Chevelles, they're mounted down on the frame. But like I said, hey, we're working right out here with the body kind of hanging on the lift, and it's sure easy to get to. And I'm glad. I watched a few YouTube videos, and people couldn't figure out how to mount this bracket on here to hold the pressure balancing spool. And I tell you, it doesn't fit unless you bend here, you tweak here. You got all these. I got all these line wrenches, and they're all kind of loose, and you kind of get it all jigged up, and you kind of bend it around and move it around. And by the time you're done with this, poof, there goes another hour. It just doesn't fold up as easy as pie. But I'll tell you, I'm rather happy with this. I bought this system from Ground Up. I've got the smaller brake booster on here as opposed to the larger brake booster that came on the car's stock later on. This is smaller to give me some more clearance working around here, so I think that'll work out good. And this is a nice new shiny unit I've had from other projects. I think this will find its way on the 72 Chevelle because that's kind of looking, you know, these kind of get corroded after a while, so that'll look nice on there eventually. But anyway, we've got this all mounted up as far as I can go now before we bring things down. But like I said, you got to tweak here, move this, move that, and get it just right. Some of these people don't even use this bracket. I'll show you a picture of it real quick. and I suppose it'd be okay with that just hanging on the tubes, but I feel a little more comfortable with it bolted up to the power booster here. So the other project we were working on, I'll show you this in a second, but if you can see over here, I had a mouse nest in there. Called up Uncle Larry. He said he might have a heater core in stock over at Chevelle Hunters in Avon, so we'll hook up with him this week. And if we don't, we'll order one and get one on order. So that's about it. Once again, happy Father's Day. I'll show you a couple more pictures here, and then we'll call it a wrap for this weekend. See ya. Out here, working on the 66, getting ready to put this body back down on the frame, but I thought I'd better check one more thing. This heater core didn't look so great from the looks of the tubes right here. When I looked at this real close, it looks like this one's squished down. So I said, you know what, Mark? Why, you got this all apart. Let's pop it off. And I've got everything loose. And I just took a peek in here, and I'm glad I took this apart. This was what you might find. Look at that. This is what you might find in your heater core. Especially as many remnants of... Whoa! Let me grab this real quick. Look at that. Look at all that remnants from mousies. These are Parma mice. These Parma mice were nice and cozy over the winter. Dave, what do you think? I hope we left all them mices back at your house when we took the car out. But we'll get this cleaned up and looking a lot better before we put this frame and body back together. Here we are. See? There's my feet. We're upside down under the dash. It's 87 degrees. Whew, is it hot? Let me swing this camera around. Okay. Here's the clevis that we have to adjust the rod length to fit up with the new brake booster. And then, of course, we're going to move from this top hole down to this bottom hole on the brake pedal assembly. Okay? And the reason for that is to keep that clevis and piston and everything nice and straight. It's hard to talk upside down, let me tell you. And then, of course, you're going to rehook up the spring. That helps the pedal return. And then what I'm not showing right now is the electrical switch that will go there. All right, that's all I can take upside down. See ya. All right, here's the other thing I wanted to show you that I worked on this weekend, and that's the accelerator pedal. So we've got that mounted up nice and tight. All I did was take a couple of bolts up through the firewall, and then I've got nuts and washers behind here to kind of get the angle right, okay? And then I've got, I built a little assembly here that I'm not real happy with, but hey, it works. It gets the pedal off the ground. I might adjust it a little bit, but hey, it works. I mean, everything feels nice and steady, and that'll connect up the wire connector. Will connect right up here, and then, of course, go to the rest of the computer assembly. There you go. See ya.